What about those Chiefs? It's a good cure for a man with head problems the last few days. It's not fully right yet, but that was a treat last night. I have never enjoyed a game so much. Well, I don't know, enjoyed it. It was intense. It was nerve-wracking. There was mistakes made. There was fuck-ups. There was big plays, bad plays, great calls, bad calls. The point after there was missed was crucial. But they went for it on fourth down a couple of times. The coaches made great calls, and I was surprised that Frisco didn't go for it on fourth down when they were in overtime. That they didn't, because your man, he was putting it up to the defence to stop them anyway. So, but it was down to 3 seconds, and there was 2 guys out there, and if one of them got their hands to it, it was batted down. The corn dog play, that's the one with Philadelphia a few years ago as well, something similar, when the runner comes across, doubles back, and the quarterback goes wide and flicks it. But it was absolutely brilliant. Mahomes has stormed up the field, 2 big runs, and just the only ones he had in the entire game. Started at what time? About 11:45, wasn't over till after 4. Great show at half time as well, although there was supposed to be a guy doing a bit of DJing, and some family problems happened, and he had to go home the day before. Reba McEntire did a mighty job on the national anthem as well. It's great to see Reba in such great form. She was always, I always followed her down through the years. It was $7 million for 30 seconds of an ad. It was $5 million for a booth, and the booth held 40 people. And even McCaffrey, the running back for the 49ers, him and the family couldn't afford a booth. That's what I read yesterday. So I don't know what sort of dash he's on. He might be looking for a pay rise. 5,000 for the cheapest seats I've seen. A friend of mine was there. I must say to him, he himself and his eldest grandson, they went from Chicago to there. So I don't know what he paid for the 2 tickets, but he probably would have paid that. He'd had to at least anyway, because he was supposed to go. It's the second the second overtime in 58 Super Bowls. It was absolutely brilliant. I was buzzing. I couldn't sleep. When I came home, it was 4:45. I think I was still awake at 6 o'clock. Great stuff altogether. I hope some of you might have made a few pound. I had them at 15-2. Well, I backed them at 4-1 months ago, and then they went on. They lost 5 out of 7 at one point, and I had them at 15-2 and 11-2 for the AFC. So I done one of those fancy bets last night. I was McCaffrey. I thought he might be under in receiving yards. It was under 38 or something. I put it under, and he got over. That was the only one that let me down. Let me down for a good few hundred for a fiver. I done several fiver bets, but absolutely brilliant anyway. So we'll sing a song at the end of the video for the Chiefs, and we'll also do our regular Monday one that I had picked out. So first I'll be doing 2 songs, so hang in there for that, or else go to bed. Some of you might like the songs. Shout out to Jack Murphy. I don't know whether I gave it to him before, and I forgot to send appreciation to Food Duchy. I always love the information he gives on the song or the name of the horses, and it'll be always so interesting. Robert Boyle, as well. Big J the other day, he said in the comments, and somebody else did as well, I forget who it was, that a Dublin job, that horse that I expected to run well the other day actually bled, so there was an excuse for the poor run. I hope there was an excuse for the poor run today from Bombay Sapphire. I didn't get an easy lead, but it did every other time it ran out of petrol. And today then it was, and I don't know, it probably, Plumpton mightn't be a course that suits, be more suitable maybe in the likes of Fosslas or Chepstow or something, but it needs a fence as well. John Nolan, that's Nolan with an N-O-W. We have the N-O-L here. Patrick Papard, he breezed into the bus today with a winner as well. He said number 6 in Plumpton. That was one of Jim Best, I think it won. And I meant to say last night, I didn't see any comment. I checked this morning to see anything about the ride that Paul Townend gave Nick Rocket yesterday. He nearly went out onto the road a couple on the second circuit in particular, and traded at 1-3 at one point. But I say he definitely will go for the Brown Advisory. Willie Grange Clare West is out, so he'll be running Factify, but that's different ownership, so he may run that. So I hope it does, because I have a few bets on that at different prices for the Brown Advisory. So anyway, it's not that, but this is what you want as well. I have. Well, we'll see. We'll go to Ayr tomorrow first. Oh, well, I got to get out of the way. We have a bus horse running in Ayr. Netywell. It won for us on just before Christmas, wasn't it? Lucinda Russell. It was a big gamble on the last year. We had it up at 130, I think. But it won an Ayr before a year ago, just over a year ago, on heavy ground at this distance. It's still only a 7-year-old. It was second in a maiden hurl at Ayr as well, so it has decent course for him. It was fourth, that you can see there, in Ayr last February at 112. So it's only 117 this time. Lucinda does all right at this track. We'll just have a peep at it. The last day, that's it out in front.
Real Stone is held.
Yeah, with 10 stone 5 in his back, Netywell for the county set 5, and Kay Hunter is successful here. Lucinda Russell 3 and Patrick Woods pat down the neck from him. On board, he beats by the same token who's second for Russell Sullivan and Keith Donoghue and Real Stone. And the favourite,
as you heard them saying there, 10 stone 5 carrying 12 stone minus the £3 of Pau Wadge tomorrow. It's down a class. This is a class 4. That was a class 3. Big enough horse, you'd imagine it shouldn't be a problem. So it was a bigger odds there earlier, I think. But we have to stick with it. It's a bus horse to newcomers. We call a bus horse one that we backed and won the time before, so we're staying loyal to it on its next run. The Thurles card is one that got called off last week. I had tipped up Aspire Tower, and I'm sticking with it. The reason being the 2 miles. I think Zanahir is the favourite, but I think Zanahir needs more than 2 mile. And Aspire Tower, I think this is its best distance. I haven't set up now. I forgot to set it up, but it ran in Thurles over 2 miles 2, and Elette Tomp got to collar it in the last couple of furlongs, but at the 2 mile pole it was ahead. Then it ran the last time to Sir Gerhard over hurdles, so we can throw out that run because I think they're coming back for the beginner's chase here. The 2 mile, I think, is suitable if it goes out in front. Rachel, Mighty Tom has a couple of graded runs, place runs in graded races, but I think a 2-1 or 3-1, 7-2 can take on Zanny here. I think if she gets her jumping right, she should be hard peg back. I hope that's the way I'm reading the race. And if it was over 2.5 miles, I'd be all over Zanny here. Where are we? There's a race in Lingfield, 3.5 mile and nearly 3 miles 5. It's only 40 yards off 3 miles 5. Move the Chains loves big distances or long distances, but I'm taking a punt on Silver in Disguise. It's 14-1. Tim Vaughan, he's just back in form a bit lately, but if this one likes, it won. If you look at in last March in Chepstow is one of 113, 3 miles 6 on goodish ground, but that's to prove that it can stay the distance. But on a 3 mile run the last day, this in Doncaster, pale colours towards the back. We won't see it again. We were on the winner here. That's why this one came to light.
They race on now down towards the second from home. The Ferrymaster
So
now
this is her back
claimed
here.
by some scope towards the near side. Some scope jumps into the lead. The Ferrymaster rallies towards the inside. A break of 4 lengths to head on. And then Gold Link followed next by Oscar Robertson. They race down towards the 18th and final fence. Some scope is at it now. And he puts in a beautiful jump at the last. He's clear of the Ferrymaster in second. Gold Link is in third. And racing inside.
Look to the left of the screen now.
It didn't look likely for much of the 3 miles. And he was a long last early. But Some Scope, in the end, is going to simply romp home. Some Scope wins. It was tight second between the Ferrymaster and on the outside Gold Link.
That was the grey horse running on again. Now that was over 3 miles, and the extra 6 furlongs. It has won at that trip before. I thought it was worth an each way bet at 14 to 1. Now it was 14s as well earlier there with 365. I see it's into 11s there, but it's still 14s with the green bookie there, and 12s with William Hill. Anyway, it's Monday night. What do we do on a Monday night? We sing a song. This is for the Chiefs. Lottie will remember this from way back. Such a feeling's coming over me. There is wonder in most everything I see. Not a cloud in the sky, got the sun in my eyes, and I won't be surprised if it's a dream. Everything I want the world to be is now coming true, especially for me. And the reason is clear, it's because you are here. You're the nearest thing to heaven that I've seen. I'm on the top of the world looking down on creation, and the only explanation I can find is the love that I've found ever since you've been around. Your love's put me at the top of the world. Something in the wind has learned my name, and is telling me that things are not the same. In the leaves on the trees and the touch of the breeze, there's a pleasing sense of happiness for me. There is only one wish on my mind. When this day is through, I hope that I will find that tomorrow will be just the same for you and me. All I need will be mine if you are here. I'm on the top of the world looking down on creation, and the only explanation I can find is the love that I've found ever since you've been around. Your love puts me at the top of the world. I'm on the top of the world looking down on creation, and the only explanation I can find is the love that I've found ever since you've been around. Your love puts me at the top of the world. Now, we'll sing this because it's Valentine's week. Tomorrow is the 13th and following day is Valentine's. So we'll sing an old one by Jim Reeves. It was first recorded in 1954 by the great Elvis Presley, and it was recorded in 63 and made the charts in Ireland and England in 64 for Jim Reeves, and it's called I Love You. Hope I get low enough for this. I love you because you understand, dear. Every little thing I try to do, you're always there to lend a helping hand, dear. I love you most of all because you're you. No matter what the world may say about me, I know your love will always see me through. I love you for the way you never doubt me. But most of all, I love you 'cause you're you. I love you because my heart is lighter every time I'm walking by your side. I love you because the future's brighter. The door to happiness you open wide. And no matter what the world may say about me, I know your love will always see me through. I love you for 100,000 reasons, but most of all, I love you 'cause you're you. Hope you all have a happy Valentine's Day. So bash the bookies, over and out.